Yo, my peoples, what's up, man? Scott Lenox here, back deck fishing report time. Been a little, I think almost 2 weeks or so since we did a back deck fishing report. We didn't have any fishing tournament this past weekend. Kind of crazy that in July, no fishing tournament. Kids Classic tournament was 2 weeks ago. Got the Big Fish Classic coming up this weekend. I'll tell you about it at the end of the video. But this past weekend, no fishing tournaments at all, inshore or offshore. So it's kind of a slow one, even though people were out there going fishing. Got some news coming to you from the Hook Big Fish Classic in just a little bit. Looks like it's going to be an awesome event. But before that, if you like what you're seeing here on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You got any questions on any of these videos, we've been answering every single one. Just drop it down in the comments. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it very much. All right, we'll start offshore where we've got some okay tuna fishing. I'd call it spotty at best. I actually fished on a boat last week doing an episode of Hooked on OC. We had to resort to blue line tile fishing because we only had 2 bites, lost one of those to sharks. The other one, barely legal, 28 or so inches on the yellowfin side. And then boats that we saw trolling right next to us had 9, 10 bites. So it was kind of frustrating that way, but that's what it is right now. Spotty tuna fishing. There's more chunking going on right now than there is trolling. Both spots, like you head off to Washington Canyon, still a little bit of trolling going on down there, but boats that are chunking are doing a little bit better. They're also catching some fish inshore, chunking on the ham bone, hot dog, chicken bone, places like that. And the sharks are tough out in the Washington Canyon. I know of one boat that hooked probably 10 fish and lost 8 of those to sharks, or most of them to sharks. And when you just get the head back, pretty useless because the fillets are all either ruined or gone. But some decent fishing from some of the charter boats. Real Current, Captain Sean Gibson, he had 6 really fat fish. That's the great thing is these fish have gotten pretty big. They're in that 40 to like 60 pound class with some bigger ones mixed in. Captain Ronnie Fields on Big Stick, he had 9 real nice ones. Here's one where there's a half a fish left. Captain Willie on the Rochambeau, he had 10.5, we'll call it. And then the wrecker, some big fish around. They're actually catching some of these big eyes on the chunk. The wrecker, Captain Bobby Layton, was running the boat, and they caught what is now the biggest bigeye of the entire season with a 276 pound bigeye that they chunked up on 60 pound test. Took them 2.5 hours to get that fish to the boat. Inshore of the canyons, sea bass fishing is slowing down still all the time. Water's getting really, really warm out there like it does in late July. Sea bass fishing is slowing down, but there's still some big fish out there. Catching those 3-4 pounders, when you do catch them, you're just probably not going to catch a limit unless you're on your own private boat or on a charter boat that can really pinpoint spots when you get over anchoring or using your trolling motor on the spot lock. Flounder is picking up. Flounder fishing is getting a little bit better. More keepers. Captain Kane on the Fishbound, really good. The flounder fishing, fluke fishing, they call it up north. He's catching anywhere between 18 and 32 keepers a trip. Some fish up to 7 pounds or so. They actually won the Kids Classic Flounder division with a 4.6 pounder. And then my buddy Kurt Presnell, right around the corner here. I'm sure he's got his own back deck fishing report. He actually had a limit in about 2 hours out there fishing ocean structure, and 4 fish, none of them under 20 inches, and 2 fish over 22 inches. Really great fishing. All right, inshore, great news about the inshore lumps. First lump, little gull even, great gull. Some of those places are holding some Spanish mackerel and some bluefish. Those guys are going out there trolling spoons or feathered jigs and that sort of thing, catching them pretty well. Ocean City Girl, those guys have been doing well. Captain Kane, Kevin on the Fishbound, trolling those inshore on those short 4.5 hour trips. Ocean City Guide Service, Captain John Prather, they've been going out those inshore lumps when they can, trolling up those Spanish mackerel. Very, very good to eat, and some bluefish. Back bay fishing, I would love to be talking about flounder fishing being great right now, but it's not. Flounder fishing in the back bay is actually kind of slow. You can catch some fish, but you better be fishing on the high tide, on the clean water when it's the coolest. Back bay temperatures have gotten as warm as 85 degrees on the low tide. That is super, super warm, bathtub warm. And it's just not very good for catching flounder in that shallow water. Move into the deeper water when the tide's incoming or at the top of the high tide when it's nice and clean. Using bigger baits like bunker, live spot, live mullet, you're gonna have your best chance of catching some of those keeper fish. And this is about the time of the year we start seeing some of those doormats come in. There's some sheepshead and tog around the north and south jetties. And there's some surprisingly good fishing for bluefish and rockfish around the Route 50 bridge. There's been some real big rockfish you guys saw a couple weeks ago. My buddy Dan Hackett and I caught fish up to just under 35 inches. We're able to keep them. I've seen some bigger than that. Ocean City Shark Hunter, he fished the night time the other day, caught a big 40 incher that he released. The fish is too big. And then Captain Wayne on Bateside Guide Service has been doing really well with large bluefish and a couple of keeper rockfish too. Live bait has been the better choice nowadays. Spot in, say that size range. Live mullet, but you can still catch them dredging those stretches if you know how to do it. Most unusual catch so far of the entire season goes to Olivia McLaughlin, who was fishing the bay behind 32nd Street and caught and released a thresher shark. A juvenile thresher shark was back there swimming. This is the time of the year when larger thresher sharks are going to pup their babies, and that's probably what happened. They found this fish just a couple of months after it was even hatched and hooked on an inshore bait, fought it to the boat, released it right there. Everybody was safe and unharmed. If you ever get a hold of one of those fish, thresher shark have very, very sharp teeth. Their mouth is very small, but they do have sharp teeth, and that tail will whip around and hit you. So if you ever have to deal with one, get as close as you can to the hook, cut the line, and say see you later. Also had a really cool catch submitted to us from Fenwick Tackle. A young man caught himself a 41-inch cobia from the beach in Ocean City. That's pretty rare to catch a cobia from the beach in Ocean City, and what's more rare is that fish was legal. 40 inches for cobia, and he caught it 41, so congratulations on that. Really nice fish. So the 9th annual Big Fish Classic is in town this weekend, sponsored by Hook, and it looks like it's going to be an awesome event. The weather looks really, really good. I saw 5 to 10 knots in some forecasts, and because this is an overnight fishing tournament, that's great news for the guys. They're going to fish in those 32-hour windows, and here's how it works. Basically, lines go in at 7 a.m. on window number 1. They don't come out until the next day at 3 p.m., so you can fish overnight for the entire 32 hours if you want to. Really cool format. A lot of people will stay overnight. First window opens up on Friday morning at 7 a.m. lines in. Scales will be open on Friday afternoon from 4 until 9 o'clock for anybody that wants to come back, try and win a piece of the daily prizes. But if you don't want to, you can stay out there, get that dusk bite, that sunset bite, and all that good stuff. Stay the entire night, get that sunrise bite, which can be good sometimes, and then lines come out at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Scales open again on Saturday at 4 p.m. and close at 9 p.m. And then the window on Saturday opens up at 7 a.m. lines in. Lines out Sunday at 3 p.m. Same thing. So 32-hour windows. You get to fish one from Friday into Saturday or Saturday into Sunday. So like you can hear and figure it out, everybody is fishing on Saturday between 7 and 3 p.m. because both windows are open at that time. Usually the best scales action happens on Saturday as well because most everybody is fishing. Scales, like I said, 4 to 9 Friday, 4 to 9 Saturday, and then 4 to 8 on Sunday. Awards get divvied out 8:30 p.m. in the parking lot right there at Talbot Street. I am going to be emceeing the event. You heard it here first, and we're hijacking the social media. So we'll be bringing you a bunch of updates from the Hook Big Fish Classic page on Facebook and Instagram. You'll have me and the crew bringing it to you live and direct. Go to bigfishclassic.com to watch it. And don't forget, if you like what you're seeing here on the channel, man, give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like our social media, we'd appreciate that too. It's Fishing OC on Facebook and iFishing OC on Instagram. All right, until next time, Lenox out.